Who's your heart beating for? Who's your heart beating for in this life?
Welcome, everyone. So we're back for another episode of Faces of Love, and today we have a new special guest with us. This young lady is a longtime friend of mine, dating back to middle school, and has basically shared her talents with a special community for the last bunch of years, but I'll let her tell her story because she does it far better than I do. Amanda, would you introduce yourself to the folks at home?
My name is Amanda Friedman. I am an executive director of a special needs school in New York City, the Atlas Foundation for Autism. I have been working in the field since 2000. I started off as a teaching assistant, working with autistic children in upstate New York. Found my love of teaching and started to really kind of get into the throes of things, learning about all the different models of education, learning as much as I could about neurodiversity. And as I learned about all these different models of education and administration, I ended up founding my own nonprofit school and community-based organization in 2009 and have been rocking and rolling ever since. It's been a really exciting journey.
Excellent, excellent. So let me ask you this. So you mentioned that your school and a lot of your teaching has been around the autistic community. I'm assuming more children or for adults as well?
Well, really, we kind of run the full gambit. So our school is specifically inclined towards children 7 to 21 years old. We really wanted to focus starting off at 7 so that we utilize a multi-strategic approach. We use elements of relationship-based models, of more formal applied behavioral approaches, environmental approaches. And when children are first diagnosed, a lot of times one model is something that people want to try out. They're first figuring out how to cope with a diagnosis. So bringing in multiple elements can be really overwhelming. So we want to give people a chance to kind of get accustomed to that. And then for kids to be able to kind of get a feel for having some autonomy and likeness, and kids that are a similar age group. And so the school starting off almost like a middle school was really important to us. And going up to 21 felt really good that we could grow with our kids and into young adulthood. But our other programs, our community-based programs, go to any age. So our kids, for our after-school programs, our weekend programs, they can come to us as young as 4 and be with us up to any age.
Okay. So you gave me a lot there, in particular to your school and to that community that you serve. I want to ask you on a more generic level, rather than going just specifically into the foundation and the school that you started. What would you personally consider to be your love mission? How do you contribute love into the world by how you live?
Well, I think the biggest thing for me is that love is understanding. And my students and my families are dealing with so many different elements thrown at them, and they're constantly coping with and looking and seeking for balance and centeredness in a world that can seem really topsy-turvy. And right now, I mean, the whole world right now dealing with this coronavirus is upside down, and we're getting a little bit of an understanding of what it feels like for our kids to be coping with a world on pause, or a world that just doesn't seem to be stopping, right? Understanding, well, what's the news going to be today? What's going to be the change that we need to cope with today? What's the new input, right? How am I supposed to find my balance or understand what's coming at me now. And so we are constantly letting go of our kids' challenging behaviors from yesterday and accepting them every morning anew. And sometimes it's not letting go of yesterday. Sometimes it's letting go of what happened 5 minutes before, right? And then sometimes it's celebrating such microscopic victories. It's catching someone being good just by virtue of who they are, noticing them because they don't feel seen, and letting them know that their existence, whether they're verbal or not, whether they're producing academics in a traditional way or not, them being in a room, them showing up is okay. Them not having a challenge for as long as they did and finding a way to cool down faster is a big deal. Dr. Stanley Greenspan, he's the developmental pediatrician who created the DIR floor time model. He said there's no greater feeling than that of being understood. And if you think about our greatest love relationships, if you think about our greatest friendships, when you go to an ice cream truck and somebody gets double Rocky Road and a scoop of peanut butter with cherry sauce, and nobody else has ever gotten the same ice cream scoops in the same order as you. Like, what? You like that too? It's like the most amazing thing in the world. Oh my God, I never knew anybody else like that. I thought I was the only one.
So,
wow. It's a great feeling.